There was a scarecrow on the highway one day. We drivers noticed it impaled and hanging limp on a rusted pole pressed into a slab of the concrete median, like a sword in stone. The scarecrow was secondary. There was begun a line of strong men who parked along the highway and went to work attempting to free the rusted pole. To what end, that wasn't clear. To back up traffic? It sure did, because not only were there cars clogging the highway with surplus travelers, but gapers slowed to watch, some getting in little accidents. Nobody was strong enough, but they kept trying hard. A little boy tagged along with his father, who was very strong. While his father wrapped his hands with tape and clapped talcum powder, the boy climbed up the median and removed the scarecrow's old straw hat. The spell ended. The scarecrow was suddenly restored to a real live man. He reached back and pulled himself up and off of the pole. A knot of pain shone in his sun-dried complexion. He was free. He wanted to hug and kiss the boy, his savior. Instead, he immediately crumbled to the ground, motionless, sad. "At least it was quick," said the strong men, looking at the desiccated body fused limp to roadway, a lot like a fallen deer made crushed by someone's Honda. An ambulance was called to the scene, but caught in transit, in the slog, attempting to reach him. The strong men continued their efforts with the pole. We watched them, slowly inching forward in the midst of bad traffic.
My Particular Tumor by Josh Denslow. The most interesting thing about me is that I shared my mother's womb with a tumor for 3 months. I was scheduled to die upon its removal, but I persevered. Persevered equals stuck with it. The second most interesting thing about me is that every morning I write a sentence about my life in a spiral-bound journal using the word of the day. The word arrives via email from Merriam-Webster Dictionary online, along with the definition and the part of speech. Via is a fancy way to say bye. When tumors are removed, they are dumped in the trash to ponder what they did wrong. My particular tumor may have wondered why I didn't go with him. We were pretty tight. The most interesting thing about tumors is that, unlike people, they only come in 2 types, benign or malignant. Benign is a house guest. Malignant burns your house down and takes you with it. My particular tumor didn't spit in the brownies he made in home economics class in 8th grade and give them to Charlie Kirkpatrick, who promptly ate them, promptly equaling immediately. My particular tumor didn't break up with his girlfriend for the weekend. He went to Breckenridge with his friends, so he wouldn't feel guilty if he hooked up with a girl. My particular tumor didn't squander all of the money his dad left him when he died. My particular tumor didn't take his girlfriend for granted and desperately ask her to marry him when she moved on 10 years later. My particular tumor didn't spend the last few years growing bald and watching TV and shunning outside contact. Another interesting thing about tumors is that they are actually called neoplasms. Tumor is the Latin word for swelling, and the tumor in my mother's womb would have kept growing until I was suffocated. To mitigate the pain, the doctor told my mom, that there was a small chance I would make it through the surgery. Mitigate equals to give false hope. When I die, I want to know if anyone says anything nice about me. In fact, I'm obsessed with it. Another interesting thing about me is that I'm constantly thinking of ways to fake my own death. The younger you are when you die, the nicer the things they say about you. But that's because they never got to truly know you. My particular tumor probably wondered why I didn't die like I was supposed to. I lie in bed and listen to the clanking of the ice maker and the gentle shuffle of feet above me. When the light goes out on the gas station sign across the street, my room is plunged into darkness. I associate the word plunge with knives. I pull my blanket over my head so my eyes don't adjust, and I breathe heavily as my body heat swirls around me. There's plenty of room for someone else in here. Thank you.